Because as a U.S. national, I have rights protected by the U.S. Constitution and the Supreme Court. I travel not for business and commerce.
Same thing. Same thing.
If the Mr. Williams in front of us does not admit that the ticket is in his name, is made out to him, I'd ask that the Mr. Williams on the ticket be given a warrant and that this gentleman be removed so we can continue with court.
I'm trying to resolve them, but I'm being threatened.
Today's courtroom circus features one of the dumbest sovereign citizens I've seen in a long time. Picture this, a man who somehow managed to rack up 17 tickets. Yes, 17 from a single traffic stop. That's not just bad luck, that's a whole new level of reckless. And now, standing in front of the judge, he's pretending he's not even the guy on the ticket. 17 violations in one go. Driving on a suspended license, open containers in the car, no insurance, fake information to police, unregistered vehicle, tinted windows, no seatbelt.
Count 1, drove while license suspended. Count 2, open alcohol in the motor vehicle. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 1, open intoxicants in a vehicle driver. Count 2, furnish false forged info to police officer. Driver's license never acquired. Count 1. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, drive unregistered, untitled vehicle. Count 1, open alcohol in the motor vehicle driver. Count 2, tinted windows. Count 3, operator or front seat passenger failed to wear a safety belt. Count 1, drive unregistered, untitled vehicle. Count 2, if that same ticket is drove while unlicensed.
You name it, he got slapped with it. This man was collecting tickets like they were Pokemon cards. And the way he talks in court, you'd think he was proud of it. But instead of facing reality, he pulls out the sovereign citizen playbook. He tells the judge he's not representing himself. Oh no, he's just a living, breathing man, not the legal fiction with his name in all caps. You can...
Tyron Ruck on behalf of Mr. Timothy Williams. Mr. Williams, state your name.
I object to the counsel.
What was that?
I object to counsel.
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Williams. He's saying it's not him, and he's all rights reserved. His name is all in all capital.
I object to representation.
What was that, sir?
I object to representation by you.
Okay. So you would like to represent yourself, Mr. Williams?
I'm not representing myself. I'm just here on special appearance, trying to clear this matter.
Okay, so you have to be the person in order to clear these matters. You just can't appear on behalf of someone unless you're an attorney. Are you an attorney, Mr. Williams?
I'm not the person, but I'm the live living Williams, not the Timothy Williams.
Are you Timothy Tally Williams? Do you know Timothy Tally Williams?
I am Timothy Williams, the living, breathing Timothy Williams, not the all cap that says on my ticket.
Okay. All right. So do you want to try and resolve these today or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you need an offer? Is that what I'm hearing you say? Because we can try and resolve all these tickets today if you want to.
Well, I'm just, because as a U.S. national, I have rights protected by the U.S. Constitution and the Supreme Court.
You can almost hear the collective groan in the courtroom when he says it. This nonsense has been thrown out by judges time and time again. Yet here we are again. The prosecutor, clearly tired of the show, finally steps in with the line of the day. She says, fine. If he won't admit he's the guy on the ticket, then let's just issue a warrant for the person who is. A total mic drop moment. Even the judge seems to run out of patience, telling him flat out she has a whole docket to get through and no time for games. So what happens? He gets pushed to the very end of the list. That means he's stuck waiting around for hours just to be heard again, wasting everyone's time, including his own. And when the judge finally circles back to him, she does something I loved. She talks to him like he's a 5-year-old, slowly, patiently explaining traffic laws like she's teaching him how to tie his shoes. Because clearly that's about the level we're working with here. But of course, Mr. Williams, the living man, isn't done yet. No, his next move is where...
So if you travel, drive, ride, anything on the city streets of Detroit, then you have to follow the rules that the city of Detroit has imposed. And so if you have not followed these rules, then you receive something called tickets. And these tickets are given to you based on the license or prior license or identification ID that is given to you. So we can either resolve these today, or we don't have to resolve them. It's okay. But I would like to try and resolve these so that you can move forward and do whatever you need to do.
Yes, I would like to resolve them, but as the officer is seeing in his computer that by the Secretary of State, my ID has been rescinded, canceled. I have a passport, and I'm traveling. I don't drive. I just drive here.
Hold on, but if you drive in a vehicle, you need to have a driver's license. Your passport does not enable you the ability to be able to drive on the streets of Michigan.
I travel not for business and commerce.
Same thing. They have to have licenses as well. Have you ever heard of a truck driver without a license that drives on the commutes on the freeways, roads, or byways? It does not happen. You have to have a license to drive on the city of Detroit, state of Michigan, all 50 states are under my assumption and ability. So, Mr. Williams, I can't go back and forth. I have a lot of people on my screen. I know you can't see. We can have this discussion, but it just has to be near the end of the docket if you don't want to resolve it right now. Okay?
But for the record, Your Honor, I don't drive.
Go ahead.
For the record,
Okay.
I do not drive.
Okay,
Your Honor.
so how do you want to resolve it today? If you don't want to resolve it, I have to move to the next person, Mr. Williams.
I would like to resolve this matter.
Okay, all right. So would you like me to get you a, yes, Attorney Snyder, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Alexa Schneider for the people, P80322. If the Mr. Williams in front of us does not admit that the ticket is in his name, is made out to him, I'd ask that the Mr. Williams on the ticket be given a warrant and that this gentleman be removed so we can continue with court.
Where this whole thing goes from ridiculous to downright laughable. So when the judge finally gives him another chance to speak, does he take it seriously? Of course not. He starts rambling about how none of this applies to him, how the court has no jurisdiction, and how he never consented to be governed by traffic laws. You know, the same tired sovereign citizen greatest hits. The judge, holding on to her patience by a thread, keeps shutting him down. She reminds him, driving is a privilege, not a right. But this man just keeps digging. He interrupts. He talks over her. He demands answers she's already given. And
Mr. Williams, on these tickets?
Excuse me?
I said, is it you, Mr. Williams, on these tickets? Because that's fair. That means that I'm talking to someone who doesn't have these tickets in my courtroom, and so that person has not appeared. But I'm assuming that it's you. Are these your tickets, sir?
If you assume, yes.
Okay.
I stand.
So do you want to, Mr. Williams, do you want to resolve these or not? We can't keep going back and forth. You want to take care of these today with some type of plea or no?
I'm trying to resolve them, but I'm being threatened by imprisonment if I don't agree to these tickets.
Who's gonna send you to prison? I'm not sending anybody to prison today. I'm fining people. That's all I'm doing. I'm giving them fines, monetary fines.
The prosecutor just said she issued a warrant. She recommended a warrant be issued.
Right, but you're not gonna get arrested, but she's saying if you're not gonna say that you're the person on these tickets. Mr. Williams, I have 20 people. I can't argue with you at the beginning of the docket. I can argue with you at the end of the docket. So I'm gonna skip over this matter so we can continue. Let me get everybody else out, then I'm gonna give you all the time in the world and we're gonna figure out what to do with you today, okay? I don't mind taking the time, but I got all these other people on here who are looking like, come on now, okay? So just give me a moment.
honestly, you can see the moment the judge mentally checks out. She knows nothing she says is going to get through to this guy. At one point, he even suggests that because his name is written in capital letters on the tickets, that somehow makes them invalid. Really? That's the hill you want to die on? The courtroom practically sighs in unison. Finally, after this endless cycle of nonsense, the judge does what every good judge does.
We call on the matter of the people versus Timothy Talley Williams. These matters were called on the record previously. I took a moment off. We had quite a busy docket this morning, and I want to make sure that we could give Mr. Williams adequate amount of time to be able to have and all of his questions answered about the matters that are before this court today. Appearances for the record, starting with the city attorney, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alexa Schneider for the people, P80322.
All right. He continues to not want counsel. Is that correct, Mr. Williams?
Correct.
Okay. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Timothy
Last name?
Williams.
Okay, sir. Now you've had the opportunity to sit and look and see how everything pans out and how everything works, Mr. Williams, right? Did you want to be presented with an offer today, or how do you want to move forward?
Well, the offer was to get all this.
So the offer was, I think, so he had some extra cases, Attorney Snyder. So it was FTD, failed to display a valid operator's license, and an open alcohol passenger that was being offered in exchange. He did have a couple of tickets in default, another open intoxicant driver, Attorney Snyder, and it was forged or false police information to a police officer. He may have just given him like a ID that expired. But if you plead to those two cases, the remainder of your cases will be dismissed.
No, I was talking about the agreement between me and you was to get this sorted out today. That's,
right. So so the options are, so these are your options. You can ask for a pretrial. That gives you some time to get documents together and to get everything back in order and then present it to the court. You can ask for a bench trial. That's a trial before myself as the trier and finder of facts. Every single one of these officers who have made these allegations would have to appear on that date and come into court. Or you can ask for a jury trial. That's when the officers is in person. 6 citizens of the city of Detroit will make the decision based on the law. Officers still have to come in. You will have to come in at that point in time, and then we can resolve it that way. Those are the three, or you can plead guilty or plead responsible at this point in time. To the offer that has been extended to you. Those are the 4 things that we can do to resolve it today. And I guess the 5th one is if you don't want to do any of those, then it just remains as is and it just remains there. And then eventually it goes into warrant status.
Yeah.
Right, so I said,
rights, and I don't understand what's going on, so.
Okay. I don't know if they'll be able to help you. I really wish you would let us assign some counsel to you. They may be able to talk to you and help you understand a little bit better.
I tried, but he not listening, so I was just taking them on hands.
All right. Sometimes you have to be willing to understand that they're going to give you the law, not necessarily what you're following, but the law that we practice in the state of Michigan.
I have no contract. If I have no contract with the Secretary of State, then like, why am I being took for this? I'm going through the proper procedure to have my rights protected under the Constitution and Supreme Court. So,
of Michigan?
Of Michigan, what?
No, I'm saying the Supreme Court of what jurisdiction? Michigan or the United States of America?
United States of America.
She cuts him off cold. No more debates, no more lectures. She sets the next hearing date and moves right on to the next case. She's not playing his game anymore, and there he is, sitting there looking completely blindsided. He thought he was making some kind of revolutionary stand against the system. In reality, he just wasted everyone's time and guaranteed himself more trouble down the road. That's the thing about sovereign citizens. They think they're smarter than the law, but all they ever do is talk themselves straight into deeper problems. At the end of the day, the traffic tickets still stand. The charges aren't going anywhere, and his little performance didn't earn him freedom. It earned him a judge who now has 0 patience left for him. So the lesson? You can scream about jurisdiction, legal fictions, and being a living man all you want. But when you're in a courtroom, the law doesn't bend for your fantasies. It only bends when you break it, and then it bends you.